All right, today we are pulling back the digital curtain. You know, if you've ever had that nagging feeling that your analytics dashboards aren't giving you the full picture, well, it's probably because they're not. We're about to find the one place that holds the undeniable, unfiltered truth.
So, has this ever happened to you? You're looking at your Google Ads dashboard, it says you got 10 sales. Awesome! But then you pop over to Google Analytics, and it's only showing 7. It's got to be one of the most maddening things in digital marketing, right? You're left scratching your head wondering, which number is telling the truth? Is my tracking just completely broken? Well, the answer might be simpler. You're just not looking in the right place for the facts.
So first things first, we got to talk about what I call the analytics illusion. You see, the data you're looking at in a tool like Google Analytics 4, that's not the raw event. Nope, it's a processed, interpreted story that the platform has decided to show you.
And this right here, this nails the core difference. Think of your analytics tools, even the preview modes, like an edited movie. It's useful, for sure, but it's the final cut. What we're after today is the raw, unedited footage of what your browser is literally sending out. And that's the network tab. That's where the real action is.
So the big question is, how do we get to see this raw footage? How do we take a peek behind that digital curtain? And you know what? It's way easier than it sounds. We're just going to use a tool that is already built into your browser right now, the developer tools.
Seriously, that's it. 3 simple clicks, and you instantly go from being someone who just looks at data to a full-on data detective. You just right-click, hit Inspect, and then find the tab that says Network. And just like that, you have a direct window into every single little piece of data your browser sends and receives.
Okay, so you've opened the network tab, and whoa, it probably looks a little intense, right? Like a stream of code just flying by. It's kind of like showing up at a crime scene. But don't worry, now we just need to learn how to read the clues. And the main clue we're hunting for is called a network request.
So what exactly is a network request? The easiest way to think about it is like a digital envelope. When someone clicks Add to Cart on your website, your tracking code stuffs all the details about that action into this envelope and mails it off to a server, like Google's or Meta's. This single packet of data is the foundation of everything, and I mean everything in digital tracking starts its life as one of these requests.
Now, every one of these digital envelopes has 2 really important parts. The first part is the headers. Think of this as the address label on the envelope. It says who it's from and where it's going. This is where you find the supercritical attribution stuff, like ad click IDs. And if that little piece of code isn't on the address label, poof, your ad platform never knows which click to give credit to. Your attribution is just broken.
But then you've got the really juicy stuff, the payload. If the headers are the address label, the payload is the actual letter inside the envelope. This is the what. This is the good stuff, the event name like purchase, the item's ID, its price, the currency. This is the information you actually care about.
And just look at this. Every platform, Google, Meta, TikTok, they all have their own lingo for what goes in the payload. But here is the beautiful part. It doesn't matter because you can see all of them side by side right here in the network tab. You're no longer guessing if your TikTok tag is working. You can see with your own eyes that it fired and exactly what it sent.
All right, so now we know what to look for. It's time to put on our detective hats because this is where you solve those incredibly common and frustrating analytics mysteries. This is where you find the unfiltered truth.
I mean, really think about this. Is your purchase event firing twice and totally screwing up your revenue numbers? The network tab will show you 2 separate purchase requests, clear as day. Wondering if that Google Click ID is actually getting attached to your conversion? Just look in the headers. You can see the exact timing of your tags, find those hidden server errors that dashboards never tell you about, and verify every single parameter. This isn't some abstract theory. This is real-world problem solving right here.
And this right here is the golden rule. The one thing you have to burn into your brain. I'm going to say it again. If a parameter does not appear inside the network request, then the analytics platform will never receive it. I don't care what your preview mode says. I don't care what any other tool says. The network request is the absolute, final, non-negotiable source of truth, period.
And once that really clicks for you, you realize this isn't just another debugging tool in your toolbox. This is like a superpower for anyone who has to rely on data to make decisions.
Okay, I've got one last little secret for you, the hidden confirmation that everything worked. After your browser sends that data envelope, the server sends back a tiny confirmation. For analytics tracking, you'll almost always see a status code of 204, which means no content.
It's the server's quiet, secret handshake that says, "Got it, loud and clear, everything's perfect." It's the silent success signal that you will never, ever see in your dashboards. So really, it all boils down to this. Your analytics platforms, they're storytellers. They take the raw data, they process it, they interpret it, and they present you with a narrative. And look, that's useful. But the network tab is the fact checker. It shows you the raw, unprocessed, and most importantly, accurate data that story is built on.
You see, by understanding this, you're not just passively looking at reports anymore. You're an active investigator. You now have the power to question the story, to verify the facts, and to find the real truth for yourself. So I guess the only question left is, now that you can see the raw truth, what are you going to discover?